So this is one of my most successful graphic designs. Just a quick t-shirt mock-up that I threw together on a Sunday night. It didn't take me more than an hour. Honestly, it just started as a bit of a joke, but it was something fun that I wanted to visualize. I had no idea at the time, but this project was going to open doors for me that I never could have dreamed of. From being featured on a big platform to landing massive freelance contracts and even being invited backstage by a global rock band. So today I want to show you how personal projects, even the ones that are really small or feel like a throwaway idea, could change your career and your life in ways that you could never expect. Cool, so I want to share with you a little bit of a story. So I was at home one evening, had a little bit of time, nothing too serious, and the whole Boris Johnson Partygate thing had just dropped. If you're UK based, I'm sure you remember, but it was that time that we all found out that whilst we're all locked up inside, Boris Johnson was throwing parties at number 10. Everyone was outraged, so I mocked it. I come up with this t-shirt design, poking fun at the whole situation, using the sort of visual language that you'd expect to see in the underground music scene, something that took a real hit at this time. Essentially creating a bootleg tee which mixed the government and Ministry of Sound logos together. I wasn't thinking that this was going to go viral or that this was even going to land me any more work. I just thought it was something that was quite culturally relevant and I just thought it was funny. So I posted it. Now here's where things started to move. The design started getting shared around and I had also uploaded it to Everpress, which is a website where you can upload your designs and people can buy them printed on t-shirts, just to see what would happen, and it started to pick up traction, way more than what I originally thought. Shortly after this, Everpress reposted it, and even at the time, they had quite a big following on Instagram. It's always good when a new account shares your work, because you have no idea who that is then going to be exposed to. In this instance, that was someone from a record label in LA. They saw that, they liked my work, they liked my style, and they liked how I tapped into the music scene with something that was quite culturally relevant. So they got in touch with me, and they reached out about me doing a few designs for a band that they represented. That band was Sticky Fingers, who wanted to design a collection of t-shirts for their band's online store. At the time, I had no idea who they were or actually how big they were, but we'll get onto that in a minute. The main thing is I just landed a proper freelance job, no pitching, no chasing, just from that one random idea. And it was a really fun job as well. From there, things started to pick up even more. They really liked what I did, they really liked how I worked, and it was really well received by the band. Turns out that they were gearing up for an Australian tour, shortly followed by a European tour. Loads of shows, thousands of people, and they wanted me to do the tour merch. I just thought, that is sick. I'd never heard of them before this moment, but obviously working with them for a few months, I was listening to their music as I did, and I become a bit of a fan. So this tour merch was slightly different from that first collection. They had a lot more of the influence of the design style, which is absolutely fine because this was going out to thousands of people, hats, jumpers, t-shirts, bags, even socks at shows all across the EU and Australia. So I worked on all these designs and they were really happy with them. And it was an amazing experience because I got to learn so much about creating merchandise, especially at that scale. I'd made the odd few t-shirts here and there before, but I'd never had something that was going to get mass produced at that level. Being able to go on Instagram and seeing their tagged photos and seeing people at the shows wearing all of this merchandise, all of this gear was just such a surreal moment because as well as never really working on something this big before, I'd never worked on something that was so real. I'd done a lot of digital stuff before and I'd never seen so many people in a concentrated area all wearing something that I'd created. They also mentioned that this sold out in Australia, I guess the home turf of the band. It sold out a few times and they had to restock it, which is always really good to hear. So I was really excited about that and I felt really positive about the whole experience. And then the EU tour came. Bigger venues, more eyes, my design again that was going to get rolled out at shows all across Europe, including London, where I live. So as it was going across Europe, it didn't have as much uptake as it did in Australia. Obviously, Australia being the home turf of where the band is from, they've probably got a more dedicated audience, as well as just different design aesthetics that people like. So that was quite an interesting thing to learn about as well. So as they worked their way to the UK, specifically, as I mentioned, London and Alexandra Palace, which is an amazing venue, I got an invite to the show. I live in London, so that worked out really well for me. I was just expecting this to be, hey, look, it's a sold out show, we'll get you in the door. Nah, AAA passes, backstage, no one else had these passes on apart from the band and their immediate family. It was mental. I was backstage, I was having the after party with the band. We got pretty drunk, to be fair. The beer fear the next day was horrendous, but I remember standing there just looking over the crowd, pretty waved at this point, and I just remember seeing my design on t-shirts and hats all throughout the crowd, and it was just such a surreal moment for me. And that's when it clicked. None of this would have happened if it hadn't have been that one little design I did off the cuff on that Sunday night. Not because I planned it, not because I strategized it, just because I got something done, I had an idea and I put it out there. And that's what personal projects are really about. They're not just your portfolio, they're proof of how you think. They're proof of how you see the world, what your taste is, and what you care about. It's the best way to show your your thinking, not your client work, not your CV, your ideas. And look, this isn't just my story. This sort of thing happens all the time. You don't need a massive following. I didn't have a big following at the time. And it's not even about going viral. I think this post originally only got about 100 likes, which again, at the time wasn't really that much. But what you do need to do is you need to start, because the thing that gets you noticed might not be the thing that you expect. It might be the thing that you make on a Sunday night, sat on the sofa, no expectations, but it just hits the right person at the right time. So if you've got an idea that's just sitting in your head, maybe that one that you keep putting off or one that you keep telling yourself isn't quite good enough, just make it and put it out there. You're not trying to make this masterpiece, you're just trying to plant seeds. Personal projects are so powerful because they're yours. No client, no brief, no compromises. It's where you actually get to show your voice, and that is what people connect with. If I'd overthought that t-shirt design, it never would have existed. But instead, it started a chain reaction, one project, one opportunity, one step at a time. So yeah, make stuff, share it, don't overthink it, don't ask for permission, because that one thing that changed your career might be something that you just make today. If you want to see my full design process on a personal project from start to finish, then you can click the link on screen here to go and check that out. Appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you again soon in a new one. So take care, and I'll see you in a bit.